Well, hello everyone. Bobby D here with Inspire Hearts and Virtual Event Fundraising. I'm really happy to have this conversation with a really good friend of mine, a mentor of mine, and a leader in the fundraising auction world. I have the one and the only, the voice of experience, Scott Robertson.
All right. Well, thank you, Bobby, and thank you for having me on this morning. I'm happy to share my experience, especially with the not-for-profits out there that I am sure are in a total state of confusion, as we all are, as
Yeah,
we all are.
totally.
I've just had a little bit of time, like you have, to really dive deep and see what we can do to help not-for-profits in these trying times.
Totally. Now, Scott, just a few days ago, you had conducted an amazing virtual gala. I mean, really, I mean, from what we've already seen, I mean, you set the bar. You and the team you worked with really set that bar high. Let's kind of talk a little bit, about that and kind of the process or how that organization then came to you and said, "Oh, we have to change our gala from live to virtual." Let's just chat a little bit about that.
Sure. Well, it was a collaboration. It wasn't them coming to me as much as it was me going to them and saying, "Hey, listen, our date is coming up shortly, and we need to make a choice here." And really, not-for-profits have three choices, right? They can
Mhm.
cancel their event, which means no money whatsoever. It's
Right,
easy to say,
right.
but no money's coming in. You can postpone the event, but of course, I mean, here we are, March the 27th, and we have no idea how long this is going to last, be it
Yeah,
short or be it long. And gosh, everybody's speculating everything, but we don't know how long this is going to last. So postponement may or may not work. And if everybody's all excited about, well, look, we're just going to postpone to the fall and we'll be okay.
yeah.
Two problems with that. One is, do you have 6 months of reserve on hand to get you there?
Okay.
And two, let's say that you do, and now you're doing it in the fall, and then it's like, well, are you still going to have your spring event? Well, yeah. What are your donors going to say? Wait a minute, you're coming at me twice in the same year.
Right,
I'm not sure how I feel about it. Well,
right.
can you just not use the money that you had for this spring? Unfortunately, that's just not the perception that people are going to have. And the
That's right.
third thing that you can do is hold a virtual gala.
Yeah, and that's really what I'm excited about of how now there is this evolution in fundraising. Now, Scott, how long have you been a live fundraising auctioneer?
Well, I've been alive for 59 years, but
Okay.
I've been a fundraising auctioneer for the past 25. As
Oh,
I like
wow.
to say, I was a fundraising auctioneer before it was cool. I used to
Right.
go we're both very active in the National Auctioneers Association, and I used to go to conference and show, and people would say, "And what do you do?" And I'd say, "Well, I'm a fundraising auctioneer." And they'd look at me and they'd smile sympathetically, pat me on the back, and say, "Well, that's cute. That's cute.
Right.
You should keep trying that."
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now they're
And
calling me
now,
saying, "How do I get in this?"
yeah, right. And now we're a just major shift. I mean, I don't know how many events that you've had, cancel, change, or now shift and evolve, into this virtual event. But I mean, we've had dozens that have happened for that. So this organization you were working with that had said, okay, let's make the decision. Let's go to virtual. Like, what were the kind of the major flips and major changes? I mean, besides the obvious that we're not going to have it at a venue, but like, what were the things that you
Well,
worked on with them?
right, and that's a great question. And of course, the number one question is, will our donors be engaged? Will they participate, or will they just sit on the sidelines and not even know the event happened? You
Right.
know, our expectation was every dollar we raise is going to be good money. But
Yeah.
we don't know how much we're going to be able to raise. We don't know how engaged people are going to be. And
Right.
it's like, yes, well, here's what we need to do. We need to get on the phone with our big donors and our medium-sized donors and our board of directors and everybody else, and we've got to get them on. We've got to get them engaged, and we've got to get them involved. We can't have people sitting back with their arms flexed going, "I don't think that'll work." Well, if you don't think it'll work, guess what? You're right, and
It's
it
not going to
won't
work.
work. You've got to have buy-in from all your stakeholders. That's number one. So of course, that's the question that people have. The next question is, how much is this going to cost? Well, the reality is it can be a wide variety depending upon the production that you do, but chances are A virtual gala, and I'm, listen, I love live galas and I think it's great and everybody's going to need to socialize eventually, but it can actually be less expensive,
Yeah.
which can be a cost savings, which right now every dollar counts.
Yeah.
Just don't go cheap on your production. Not
That's
for
right.
profits out there, listen to me. Don't go cheap on your production. Do it right. Your
Right.
supporters are going to demand that.
Yeah, and the production that you all created, I mean, was very, very high level. I mean, what did it look like, on the backside? Like on the front of it was absolutely beautiful. I mean, Scott, if it's okay, I'll put the link below so everybody can see what that looks like.
Sure.
But yeah, kind of like, how many cameras, how many computers, how many actual people were behind the scenes to help create that production in front of the scenes?
Well, there were several, and we've talked to the production, or I've talked to the production company afterwards, in fact, as recently as yesterday, and we think we can streamline the process, ways that we can do to streamline the process. I hate to use the term, but we were flying by the seat of our pants. The production company, of course, had never done this before, nor had I. No one had. Right.
Yeah.
So they came in and they did overkill. They wanted to make sure that everything they did was overkill, make sure we had enough because we knew too much was riding on this. So
Right.
having a great production team is huge.
Yeah, and so I mean, so cameras, computers, I mean, the mobile, technology that you used within that, I mean, it all really had to work seamlessly together, right?
Well, and it certainly did. And let me throw this out to you, Bobby. I think there are there are four components to making a virtual gala work. One is you've got to have a good production team. I mean, people that we want to take that off our plate. Let the
Right,
production team do what they do and
right,
take that off our plate. The second thing you have to have is you have to have a mobile bidding platform, right?
right,
The third thing you have to have is you have to have the talent on the stage, which can be your fundraising auctioneer. And usually I like an MC.
right. And she was amazing. She was very engaging. She was very energetic, and the way that you two played together was fantastic. Okay, so there's the three. That's number four.
And the fourth one, and it's probably the most important, is you've got to have your supporters bought in to the virtual gala concept.
Right.
You've got to work with them. You've got to get the virtual gala concept because without your supporters, I've done auctions before and no one was in the room. And guess what? We raised no money. So you've
Yep.
got to have your supporters on board. They've got to step up.
Yeah, I mean that's a beautiful tip. I mean you have to do that because otherwise, it's just going to be like, okay, let's raise some money, and it's just crickets. I mean, we've seen it happen all the time in live events.
Right.
Same thing at virtual events. We can't have that happen.
Auction doesn't mean magic. And virtual auction really doesn't mean magic. If
That's
you've
right.
got a group that they're all about the party and they're not about the fundraising, I don't think a virtual gala is right for you because you just don't have the commitment, you don't have the buy-in. But
Right.
if you have people that realize that your charity has to have this money to stay afloat and to stay and to keep their employees engaged, and you've got to do something. And I think a virtual gala is a potential great fit. So if you're thinking no out there, NPOs, I'd say take a stronger look.
Right. Right. So let's talk about that engagement. I mean, did you, dollars raised is one thing, but engagement percentage of those viewers that were there was another thing. What, kind of, I guess, what was the type of ratio that you saw?
Well, we were very fortunate at our gala in that we slightly exceeded what we did the previous year, which was
Wow.
absolutely astonishing, amazing, and wonderful.
What do you
Uh,
think was the component that helped push that above what last year's totals were compared to the live gala?
Trust and
Okay.
the real support, and the trust was in the charity, that they knew that, and you'll see it, that the Heights Foundation are great stewards of their money,
Mhm.
of the donors money, that they're great people, that they stretch a dollar every way possible to make it work.
Right.
And they're being progressive, and the folks that we were supporting need our help.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it was a great message to fund the mission, and that's true at any gala, but it's especially true with virtual galas.
Absolutely. Good. So what are a couple things that you're looking forward to improving upon for future virtual galas? Because I mean, it's going to happen. I mean, it is happening. I just got off
Oh yeah.
a phone call with a major nonprofit in New York City, and they're like, "Okay, well, we're going to virtual." Curious, what are some tips, some tricks, some ideas that you have going around that we can make these events better?
Well, I think one of the things, and you hit on it earlier, is that you've got to have a great MC supporting the fundraiser on stage.
Right.
Right. I was the fundraiser on stage, but I really needed the support. And fortunately, I was able to get that with my friend Gina Birch. Um, and she was great. Another thing is to over practice everything and to over prepare for everything. You know, it's one thing being live and being able to feed off that audience, but
Right.
it's a whole nother thing to be standing up there and you're just looking at a camera.
Right.
You know, that's a challenge because you and I feed off that,
Yeah.
500 people, that doesn't scare me. That inspires me. So you
Yes.
have to bring that same energy knowing that there are 500 people watching you
Right. Or more.
or more
Or
or
more.
more.
Yeah.
And you can have all your friends that are fundraising auctioneers from around the country watching you. There's
I
no
know
peer.
we had a whole bunch of colleagues that were clicking in, and heck, even some of them made donations. That's awesome.
Yes, they did. And it was
Yeah,
great to see that. And when you're up there, feeling that love on the stage is it's just so wonderful.
that's awesome. Okay, so talking about that feeling the love, was the audience at home able to engage, with the production besides just the giving platform?
Great question. And they were, and this is really key too, is chat. Right? So when you broadcast it live through Facebook Live or whatever platform you're using, the ability to have chat and to have someone who's really sharp on our end of chat and asking engaging questions is totally key because it's all about audience engagement.
Yeah,
If they're sitting there with 3 or 4 couples, and they're having a great time together, they're pretty much engaged. But if it's just one couple sitting there, oh, I need to go empty the trash can or something. So anything that you can do to keep the audience engaged is very helpful, and
awesome.
will make the whole event so much better. Because remember, it's just like like a live event. We have to bring on the emotion in order to get the wallets to open up, so that the charity can raise the funds so they can continue their good work. It's no different than a live auction, and in fact, a lot of the skill sets that I used were my live auction skills.
Oh yeah, I was watching. It was amazing. I mean, it was watching the master at work. I was like, yes, this is so good. So that's why I'm excited to have you on today to kind of give us a little bit of behind the scenes. So Scott, thank you for your time. I know you've got a big webinar coming up later with all of our fellow fundraising auctioneers across the nation, and are going to dive in quite a bit deeper. So I'm really looking forward to that. But Scott, thanks for being a part of this.
It's my pleasure, Bobby. Thank you for having me.
All right. Well, thanks for everything that you do for me and everything that you do for the world out there in nonprofits and nonprofits that are watching this. What you do matters, and especially at this time and ever. You continue to be awesome, continue to go out and change the world, and do what you do better. And the way you can do that is by raising more money. So again, my name is Bobby D with Inspire Hearts and Virtual Event Fundraising. Thank you all so much, and happy fundraising. We'll see you all. Bye.